Hey guys, the Dark Master here, back in for another Mississippi Talk with the Dark Master. It's been a while since I did one of these. Getting kind of busy with real life. But now that I'm stuck at home, I guess I can do these pretty much every week. And I think they do pretty good. Anyway, so as you're probably aware, COVID has been quite a controversy. You know, and I wanted to share my thoughts on some stupidity I've seen recently. Now, as you are probably aware, my governor is Tate Reeves. Tate Reeves recently came under controversy because he stated that he wanted things to get back to life as usual. Now, many people, especially on the far left, though idiots like Pimp Monk have also made this argument, and think, oh, you don't care about old people. All you care about is the economy. I got a question for you brain dead and morons. Do you really think the economy is only about the boomers' 401k? You're a fucking mongoloid if you actually think that. No, the economy is more than the stock market. It's whether you can get a job. It's whether you can find a job. It's whether you get fired or not. The economy is a fundamental part of every nation. And the fact that you think it doesn't matter just because a type of Wuhan virus is floating around the air is rather naive of you. If it is not good to have a Great Depression to start a pandemic, that's not a good thing. Because I tell you what, the last Great Depression in the 1930s kind of led to a few dictatorships rising. Probably would know that if you actually knew anything about history. The National Socialists weren't real socialists because they didn't agree with everything I agree, so they're not real socialists. Ray's officials right, bitch. Anyway, let's just go back to the topic at hand. Now, I think a lot of people are going absolutely freaking crazy over this virus. Like a bunch of local business. Here's the thing. Here's what I find hilarious. They're closing all the local businesses, all the local Walmart, but they won't close the big chain stores. Do you think it's any coincidence that Walmart and these big chain stores are deemed essential businesses, whereas local equivalents are not? Well, the truth is that this is a completely ridiculous idea. You see, by making almost all the alternatives close, they cluster people into just a few stores and actually help the virus spread. But of course, they're not thinking smart. They're just thinking emotionally, not rationally at all. Completely really odd. So, and Tate Reeves pointed this out in one of his press conferences, and yet people on the left they have to lie about my state. They have to. They have to make us look at the worst they can. However, I'd like to point out that we're last in, you know, cases of coronavirus, which I guess being last in something is finally good, right? Anyway, it's so freaking annoying. Like Reeves did not say, "Oh, we shouldn't care about grandma." Reeves said, "Hey, let's not start another depression to stop a virus." Which, if the recent figures are in, we're developing an immunity for. I mean, recently there was this test in like France, where like one third of the population had like freaking antibodies, which indicated that they'd either been exposed to or had been developing resistance to this virus. This isn't going to be, the Black Death where two-thirds of the world go die. It's not going to be like that. Now, granted, there are some valid things like, spread apart more. I mean, wear gloves, wear a mask. Those are good concerns and things we should do. But closing down every business except Walmart isn't a valid complaint. I mean, in Vermont, where people are going freaking crazy, people are like not allowed to buy seeds. Like, why? Why aren't you allowed to buy seeds? This it's like they want people to become dependent on the government. Hint, hint. That's what Democrats always want. They want you to be dependent on the government, so you vote for them. But yeah. Also, can I just point out how like police state Mayor de Blasio asked people to snitch on local businesses? What kind of messed up is that? But of course, Monk's like, oh, it's a good thing, because, liberals are perfect and conservatives are bad. Anyway, yeah, sorry if this doesn't really seem this, it's kind of gross, this whole incident. I feel like people have fundamentally misunderstood how to handle this pandemic. Mr. Enter even made a video on it. And he got endless amounts of invalid criticism levied at him by the woke side of Twitter. I know this doesn't really seem like Mississippi related, but I think Mississippi is actually handling the epidemic about as well as anyone else should. They still have a close down, which they really shouldn't. But here's the thing: the vast majority of people who catch coronavirus will not die. That is an objective fact. I'm not gonna die. Pimp Monk might die, but he's not old. He's just morbidly obese. Maybe he should lose some pounds, or maybe he's too busy trying to jock Joe. But it's just ridiculous. Anyway, I'm the Dark Master, and if you like this video, consider subscribing. I'm gonna try and do this more often, mainly because I kind of want to, and I like to talk about local issues. And this is seeming a little more drama related, but I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it. Speaking of how important coronavirus is, I'll try to be more consistent with it. Next video, though, will definitely be Lego related, so there's that.